viewers to our sex education section for today. Remember last time I told you we're going to talk about why parents shy away from teaching their children sex education. A number of factors contribute to these facts. This Class Online School. If you are new here, please subscribe to the channel. If you love what we do here, hit the like button. If you're coming across our channel for the first time, go through the channel. There are a lot of information you're going to gain from it. As a parent, it's going to help you to see ways which you can talk to your children about sex education. So welcome on board this Class Online School, and it's my pleasure being here with you. Now let's go to the subjects that we're going to discuss about today, and it has to do with why most parents shy away from teaching their children sex education. You see, in this part of the world, most times because of how society frown at sex education, we don't seem to take it seriously, or we don't seem to teach it to our children. Today we're going to look at all of these factors, and above all, why we need to throw away all of these factors we're going to talk about and deal with teaching our children sex education. For one is for when they are taught, or when they are on the know, they'll know how to behave better. Remember that the environment we are is not friendly. There are a lot of things that can teach our children what we didn't teach them. If you don't teach them, they're going to go learn it somewhere else, either from their peers, from social media, or from the environment. And remember that your child trusts you so much as a parent that they want to open up to you to ask any question or to learn firsthand from you as a parent. So please don't neglect this fact that your children trust you so well, and don't betray this trust. Don't throw away this trust. Don't think they are going to learn from school. Let's see a number of reasons why parents shy away from teaching their children sex education, and why you as a parent need not to shy away from it, and why you as a child need to open up for such discussion. Now let's go to our subject for today. One reason why parents shy away from teaching their children sex education is because they feel that the children will lose their innocency. If I teach them sex education, they will know about it and they will go and experiment. That's not the truth. It's not true. When they don't know, they act on ignorance. Remember, ignorance has to do with lack of knowledge, while innocency has to do with them not a sort of they are on the know, but they don't want to do such, so we don't want to mistake ignorance to innocency. So parents, don't think they're going to lose their innocency. Ignorance is worst, so don't let them be ignorant about sex education. If you allow their ignorance to come on the play, the world will teach them what you don't want them to learn, and they may practice what you think you cannot teach them. You see, these young ones, you think they are very small, they are still young. What they know, if they open up to you, you will marvel at what they have known that you don't know they know. Alright, so they will not lose their innocency. So number one reason is that parents think that their children will lose their innocency and they will start practicing or being so inquisitive about what you are teaching them. On this channel, we'll talk about different ages that you can dish out some information to a child. There are information for preteen, there are information for teenagers, there are information for children that are still very young. Alright, as we go further, we will see how parents can equip themselves on how to get to know these ages and what to dish out. The major problem we have is what and what you need to give out at a time. I think that's a major problem that parents have. Secondly is that they feel it's too embarrassing. How will I say it? How will I call this body part, this private body parts to my children? Do you know you can start by equipping yourself? Get books on know your body parts. And please don't call a body part something it's not called, or you call it a name that is like a guy named to that body part in your environment. Please call what it is. Call this private part by their names. If you want to talk about the breast, talk about it. Another intimate body part you need to teach your children about. Don't paint it. Tell them what it is. So don't be embarrassed to teach your children about sex education. Remove the embarrassment. Forget about what society say. Look at the health. Look at the benefits your child starts to gain. In our next class, we're going to talk about benefits of sex education to the child. That will be our topic for next episode. Now let's look at third point. You parents might feel that I don't want to answer all their questions that regard sex. Please, if you think you don't want to answer all their questions, equip yourself with these questions. No likely question they are going to ask. You can start by making research about these questions. There are books out there on Amazon, and we will soon have series of these books that you can start from knowing your body parts to questions, likely questions your teenagers can ask and how to answer. And so please be on the watch out. Once this episode are completed, or once these ebooks are completed, I will let you know. They are still we're still working on them. We want parents to help their children, and we want to help parents to see how they can communicate effectively with their children. You can use videos on sex education just like this I am talking about. You can just come watch these videos with your teenagers, with your preteen, and then come up with them. Or we on subsequent edition we'll talk about body parts, how parents can start. And so we're going to take them procedural. Just follow our series on sex education. You will see how you can use it for your children. I have used it for a number of teenagers, and I've used our videos for at least most especially teenagers who are undergoing puberty. And there are columns, there are going to be sections for preteen. We have those sections, we've done them previously, so you can go through the channels and see them. Okay, then some think that they might give too much for a child. That's why you need guide on what will I tell. It is not the same thing you tell a 7-year-old child. That's not the same information you're going to give to a 14-15-year-old teenager. As they grow up, there are a number of information you need to dish out. As they are coming up, start early. At 2, 3, 4, 5, as they move, give them their level of information. You can start with their body parts. After which you see a pregnant woman, you can talk about that. Create a scenario where you can talk about that. And if the place you are is not conducive for you to talk about that with your child, tell the child, you see this pregnant woman we have seen. I'm going to tell you how all of this process happened at our convenient time. Don't be too embarrassed to put up a question. And you see the child will be inquisitive and said, okay, mommy, you said you want to, or daddy, you said you want to tell me about this. That opens an opportunity. So create a scenario. Don't think you're going to give them too much. Look at their age, appropriate age, and know what you're going to dish out for them. Please go and read books. Parents, prepare yourself for this. You can't just come up without being prepared. You need to prepare as a parent. Parenting is not just giving food. It requires a whole lot of work. And for a parent, you need to be prepared. And your preparedness needs to involve you reading, researching, watching videos, and preparing yourself better to handle your children. Number 6 is, it says talking will give them permission to be sexually active. Is that right? That when you tell them, talk about it with them, it will give them permission to be sexually active. Do you know that those who are not on the know become more sexually active than those who know? So when you are aware that when they know, they are better equipped, it will make you to teach them so that they will be better equipped, instead of you leaving them in ignorance and they not knowing at all. Okay, some will say my kids are too young. They are not too young. Every age have the number of information you can dish out. A 2 years have a standard of information he or she can take. 4 years, same thing. 5 years, 6 years, 8 years, 14, 15, 16. All of these age brackets have the number of information you can dish out. So as a parent, know adequate information you can dish out to your children. Don't just pack it all together and put it out for them once. Nobody learn once. That's why we have curriculum. It is broken down from JS1 to SS3. That's how you break down your sex education lectures or talks to pieces, different pieces that can make a whole at the end of the day. So know enough information that can go for a particular child. Don't give out all in once. They are not too young. If you see what comes out of these ones you said they are young, you know that the world is actually teaching them faster than you can think about. Then the eighth one is, I started too late. Some parents are afraid to start early, and so when they start too late, they think they are already a failure. Where do I start? How do I start? Where do I get all of this whole information? How do I tell these children? So don't come and overwhelm yourself. There is no time that is too late. The moment you realize yourself that you are failing or falling short in an area when it comes to sex education, pick up from there and start teaching them from there. The moment you know that you have failed, start from there. Start teaching them. Don't think that it's too late. Some people said the society frown at sex education for children. It means that you are the one spoiling them, or that culture doesn't want them to talk about it. Culture doesn't want you to talk about it. What's culture? The word of the people, right? And culture can be adjusted. See, the level of information you get when you were young are not the same information they are having now. There were no internet when you were growing. There were no social media when you were growing. And a lot of things are happening today that didn't happen in your time. So don't look at the culture you grew at your time, during your own time, and equate it with the one your child have. Upgrade, update, get to the level these kids are. Don't allow them to outsmart you because they are fast growing. Don't train them the way you were trained sex education wise, that you will never thought anything. Know that there are a lot of vulnerability out there. There are a lot of sexual predators out there. There are a lot of molesters out there that you didn't have in your time. So don't take it the way you were brought up. And some said, okay, I didn't want to teach them because the school will teach them. Your children trust you more than the school. And remember, the home is the first class of a child. If the home is the first class of a child and you fail to do the real diligent work you're supposed to do as a parent, what will the school teach? Remember, I said in subsequent episode we have that our curriculum did not embedding most of this sex education. They are just embedding little by little inside. But like a sex education class, a sex education topic, a counseling section on it in school, it's not there. So don't think that the school is going to teach your child. They're not going to teach them in detail, in proper. And they are not going to trust the school as much as they trust their parents and their home. So get that and know that you have a job to do. Don't use all your time pursuing money and career, forgetting that your child needs to learn a lot from you. Then, I don't know enough information about sex. That's why you need to read. That's why you need to do research. That's why you have to know it first before you can give it out to the child. So do your due diligence and study. research, know how to start. Okay, like I told you, we come up with series of how to start in our ebook. But before the ebook comes out, please follow our videos and see how you're going to use it. There are a lot of videos here you can use for your teenagers. There are some we have that you can use for your preteen. I think we'll put more of the preteen out soon now, so that parents can know how to start, when to start, and how to do it. So let me run through information why most parents have stopped taking sex education. One, they feel the children will lose their innocency. Two, they feel too embarrassed. Three, they think they don't want to answer all the children's questions. Four, they might give too much information. Five, that they don't want to call the body parts, those private body parts, because the children will know too much. Six, they said talking will give them permission to be sexually active. The seventh one is that the kids are too young. Number 8 is that the parents feel they started too late. 9, the society frown at talking about sex education, or the culture frown at talking about sex education. The 10th one is that they will learn in school, and then we'll talk about not having enough education to teach your children sex education. These are some excuses parents give. Throw away these excuses and be on your tippy toe. Teach your children sex education. They will learn better from you. They will trust you better. You will create a better scenario for this discussion than any other person. You'll have different opportunity where you can initiate this discussion. As we move further on this sex education, I will give you instances where you can initiate sex education topic with your children. I've given some instances about a pregnant woman. I've given instances about how to teach them their body parts and other things that will come in our subsequent classes. So please, parents, sex education is important for your child. Ignorance is worse than the innocency you preach to them. Let them have the knowledge of what it is so that they can be better equipped. Alright, so go through the video again, watch through our channel and see a lot of videos about sex education. Use it to initiate sex education for your teenagers. We'll see how we'll put more content for how you can initiate discussion for your preteen or much younger children on how you can start up sex education topics. Alright, it was my pleasure being here. We want your children to grow healthily, and we want you to take responsibility first as a parent in teaching them sex education before you predispose them to the school and the environment. It was nice having you. I'll see you in the next episode when we talk about the importance or benefits of teaching your children sex education. Until then, please subscribe, like, share the video so that more persons can get this information. Until then, I'll see you in our next.